YouTubers, Aromatics here. How is everybody doing? That was my little homage to Oldberg, because I know he likes his Burley Flakes, and today I'm going to do a review of Solani's aged Burley Flake, as well as just show a way that I pack some flakes, some Virginias, but mostly Burleys, and that's the cube cut method. I find that it's helps. Well, actually, I have a video on cube cut, so if you ever are more curious about why someone would want to cut tobacco or prepare tobacco the cube cut way, it explains it pretty good. So first, let's open up this nice little container. Now, it looks like I've already cut some up a while ago, but there's definitely some flakes that are still intact. Let's have a look onto one of these flakes. Look onto that. Look onto that. Beautiful. I can smell it from here. I'm going to take a little whiff here. Yeah, okay. So when I first bought it, when it was a little more moist, I definitely got more of a fruity style of smell to it. But now that it's aired out, getting kind of a cocoa, some nuts, and still a little bit of that fruit, maybe some cereal, kind of like a Cheerio, Honey Nut Cheerio, something like that. So yeah, really nice smell. Now, a funny story when I went to pick this stuff up was I live in Canada, and I noticed that they had some Solani there, and they also had some Dunhill. So I had to decide whether or not I wanted to get some Dunhill, like a Virginia, like the Dunhill Rolls, or I think they had that three-year age Virginia, or this. And I figured, well, I have quite a few Virginias, and last year it was more of a Virginia year, and this year I wanted to try more Burleys. So I went with Solani aged Burley. Now we'll talk here while I cut this up. So I'll show you how I do a cube cut. First, I'm just going to use I'm just going to smoke it in my little pipe here. But I'm just going to use half a flake, I think. So I'm just going to cut this flake so I can keep it intact. All right, so now I got this little flake. That's about enough to fill that pipe. So I'm going to fold it in half, like so. Now, you can actually cut it in fairly big squares. So I don't know if you can see how I'm going to do this. Just going to go along here. Cut her all down. Now, yeah, when I first, I smoked this right fresh out of the tin when I got it, and it was pretty moist, and it wasn't staying lit. I just fully rubbed it out, but it wasn't, or maybe I folded and stuffed it. I'm not sure. Maybe it was folded and stuffed, but it would not stay lit, and I got tongue bite, something ferocious. Well, not really tongue bite, but I just lost the flavor, which is sort of the same thing as tongue bite to me. This time, I've tried cube cutting it and drying it out, and what a world of difference. Stays lit. So, okay, so what I have here is just some crumbs left over, right? So I'm going to use that. Well, I guess I'll keep that off to the side for now. So if you look, I'll give you a better view here in a minute. Just going to break it up just a little bit. And surprisingly, you can use some pretty big cubes with this Solani. So there's what it looks like. If I can get a good view of that. But anyway, it's like little cubes. Break that up a little bit more. Okay. Another trick that I do is, I don't know if you can see in my pipe. Maybe not. There we go. I have some these little these little Nording filters, because since there's a little bit of the bottom doesn't burn all the way down, I'll put a couple of these rocks in there. That way I don't waste any of my cube cut, any of my tobacco, because this stuff's precious, right? So then you just gravity fill in there like so. Give it a little tappa. Yeah, I smoked this last night. I had a bowl of it, and it took a little bit to get lit, but once it gets lit, it's just like hot coals. It just simmers the whole way down. Just tap it a little bit, get those little cubes in there settled. You don't have to really tamp it at all. Okay, so that's about as full as I'm going to do it. And now what I do, I just take what's left here, put it in the palm of my hand. Like so. A little more here. And then I just grind it up to a powder practically, and that'll be the kindling for on top. Yeah, I found this method very good for this blend. I got no bite. I got just this little pipe, half a flake. I got about 45 minutes of smoke out of it. So there we go. Pipe's ready. So okay, I'm gonna go outside and chooch on it, and I'll be back and let you know how it goes. Okay, so I'm back. Can you see in there a little bit? No. Trust me, there's a nice dark white ash going on. Burned really good. I could definitely feel the nick hit on this one. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it dry. I dried it out pretty good. Some people have said that this blend isn't too complex, but I find that if you dry it out a little bit, that's a lot of that sweetness in cocoa that you taste and nuttiness subsides, and you can kind of taste a lot more of the nuances. So I was getting, less of that cocoa and sweet nut, and I get more earth, and there's some coffee in there. And you can definitely taste the Malawi burly. If you've smoked the Samuel Gawith ropes or the dark fired from the Gawith Hogarth or Samuel Gawith, you'll know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I got a hit of like a sweet peppercorn, like that bitterness that burly sometimes gives off. But I enjoy that bitterness. It's a nice, it's just like a nice spice. I'm getting also some walnut or walnut shell type of taste. There's definitely lots of smoke. This one, once it gets burning, you're just puffing away on lots of chewy smoke. And no tongue bite. I was surprised. Usually when something is that smoky, I'll get some tongue bite. But not at all. I had a good 45-minute smoke out of that. Another thing I like about this is you got a nice catch in your throat. I like that feeling of, I like that kind of rough, manly taste. And this is a pretty strong burly if you dry it out a little bit. If you don't like that strength, just leave it a little bit more moist, and then that'll mellow it out. It smokes smoother, but I find that I just don't get as many nuances or complexity as I do when I dry it out more. I noticed too, I really enjoy retrohaling, like taking a big puff and then retrohaling it slowly. You can really, really taste that smoky, burly flavor that comes out. Overall, a great pure burly. If you're looking for a change from, say, the Codger blends or some of the lighter over-the-counter blends, like, say, Prince Albert or Carter Hall, this is nice. It's a nice, strong, manly burly. You can really taste the three types that are in there. There's, I can't remember the three. I think there's like a white burly and then a Kentucky, and I'm not sure what the other burly is. But so you'll get little bits of that sweet cocoa, and then sometimes you get a nuttiness, and then every once in a while you get a hit of real dark earth and coffee. So there you go. There's my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Aromatics out!